All right, y'all, I'm back. Happy New Year's. It's 2026 and the year's already off to a crazy start. So let's get into it. This Drake, Aidin Ross, and Stake civil lawsuit. They are being charged with a RICO charge. I do want to emphasize it is a civil lawsuit, so there is no jail time involved. But one of the biggest things that came out of this RICO charge is the allegation that Drake is using Stake as a way to funnel money to pay bots that will run up his streaming numbers. So, as far as the idea that Drake is paying bots to run up his streaming numbers, I mean, this is 100% probably true. And not just for Drake, but for basically any mainstream artist assigned to a record label. This has been the name of the game for a long time. If you can recall back to those days when it was at its peak, the bot farming, when it was at its peak, there was literally reports of Spotify accounts that just had white noise, and because they were able to pay bots to run up the streaming numbers, they were just making money by uploading noise, just noise. So this was certainly a thing, and a lot of artists unfortunately played that game. One of the ones that comes to mind right now is the famous, I forget the name of the Chris Brown album, where he had, he would do like 30, 40 songs, and the songs were all like less than 2 minutes, which, by the way, was a trend. A lot of artists were doing short songs so they could get more streams. Everyone was playing the streaming game. So would it be a surprise if Drake was playing the streaming game, if Drake was hiring bots? It wouldn't be a surprise. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, this was such a common practice. I don't really see why he would need to funnel money through something like Stake to do this. I don't think most people were hiding it. Maybe they weren't talking about it openly, but I don't think it was something that was being hidden. Um, and so I really don't know. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Even if he gets, if after this whole lawsuit is over, it does come out that he was using bots, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Everybody was doing it. And for all we know, this could be a smear campaign. Like, Drake just recently announced that he's coming with his new album. So, like, the timing of it, of this report and everything, it could easily be viewed as a smearing campaign. But hypothetically speaking, worst case scenario for Drake, even if he was allegedly caught for using bots, it's really not that big of a deal. Everyone was doing it on every level. So that's not really what's sort of like shocking to me about this whole lawsuit. What's shocking to me about this lawsuit is two things. And let me start by saying that the people that own Stake are the same people who own the streaming platform Kick, which is what Aidin Ross is under. And there's also a whole roster of streamers that are under that company. So I really want to start with the first time that I saw Drake on an Aidin Ross stream. I thought that was extremely weird. Like, one of the biggest artists in the world, why is he on a live stream with this dude, Aidin Ross? And my assumption at the time was that maybe he was just trying to reach out to a younger demographic, right? Cool, whatever. A lot of people were trying to get on the streaming, the live streamer sort of bandwagon. But what really became like super weird was when all of a sudden State comes out and Drake is heavily promoting gambling, essentially, right? And it's like, why would the people who have the platform where all the young kids go to all of a sudden be trying to sell or promote this gambling website essentially to young kids? Especially Drake. He's he's still super popular, bots and all or whatever, super popular amongst the younger crowd, maybe for different reasons, maybe not so much for his music. But as a teacher, I'm a teacher, I see so many young kids not of age addicted to like these gambling apps, these gambling websites, and it's because companies these companies are creating the websites and the apps to make it seem like a game and make it seem more appealing to a younger demographic. So these companies are certainly targeting a younger audience. And as a teacher, like I see it firsthand, like how these kids become so addicted to gambling at such a young age. So to me, that was number one. Like, does the biggest music artist in the world really need to be doing this? But this is capitalism, so we justify everything. We're like, oh, he's getting the bag. Cool. Like, kids are becoming addicted to gambling, but it's cool because Drake's getting the bag. Totally unnecessary for Drake to even be involved in anything related to kick or stake, right? Especially considering the fact that they're literally just pushing gambling to little kids. But it doesn't stop there. My second red flag is like, okay, so this dude Aidin Ross has a notorious history of racism. Not only him, but then he signs other streamers like Neon, and I'm sure others, who have a history of racism or making racist comments, right? But yet Drake still willingly promotes these companies that they're involved, or attaches himself with these companies, even though he's a hip hop artist. He's attaching himself to companies and people that are openly racist. It doesn't stop there. Turns out that allegedly, based on the charge, one of DJ Academic's clippers is also involved. Is a Vietnamese guy, and he's allegedly helped or allegedly helping, I don't know, Drake with these bots and all that stuff. And it turns out like the dude's screen name is like Grand Wizard Master, right? Like literally like a KKK reference. So it's all these characters within Kick and academics and that are like openly just attached or affiliated with really sort of like extreme ideologies. And it just never made sense. Like why does Drake need to align himself on any level with any of this? Which, like it's an interesting topic. During the Kendrick Lamar beef, a lot of things were said. One of them alleging that maybe he's a quote unquote degenerate gambler, that he might be having money issues because he gambled, he's addicted to gambling, he's in trouble. Listen, I don't know, but I think it is important to point out like these these obvious truths, regardless of how the lawsuit ends up. Is like, why is one of the biggest artists in the world like peddling promoting gambling to a younger crowd on a platform that mainly young kids watch? And why is he aligning himself or associating himself with so many characters that are clearly have really extreme ideologies? I mean, I think Aidin Ross is like an open MAGA supporter. It's just a lot of red flags, and it doesn't make sense. This lawsuit, I wouldn't be surprised if it's real. If the whole botting thing is real, like I don't think it's that big of a deal. It could be a smear campaign. Who knows? It could be a smear campaign. I mean, the timing with his album and everything. But I think it's time that we really ask some like adult grown-up questions about Drake. Like why this company, why why pushing the gambling to kids, why the association to all these like openly racist people essentially. It's just so weird. As a matter of fact, as I speak right now, January 2nd, 2026, Aidin Ross is currently trending for making like racist remarks about Doshi. So it's just so very interesting, so very odd. Is Drake in some sort of like money issue where he needs to do this? I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. I think it's weird. I don't support it. But yeah, we'll see how everything develops. Peace.